Hey YouTube, coming at you with a viewer submitted team with Pangoro, Drifblim, and Clodsire. If I sound a little frustrated, it's because I just shot this whole video, and again, it was not filming. This is the second time that's happened. I don't know if I'm just losing it or there's something wrong with the system. Anyways, they submitted and said, thank you for your channel. I've learned a lot of things about Pokemon Go, Battle League. This is my second season playing, and I know my skills need improvement. I need to learn more technical side, and I made several misplays in this video, such as switch, misclicks, and others. The team I use is largely thanks to PvPoke, as I wanted to use the top lead and top overall Pokemon available with my current resources. On paper, the team is at least adequate, however, it is still far from reaching its optimal potential with me. By the way, full feeder comment on my gameplay. I really appreciate your suggestions. So, what I said the first time around was mostly covers each other's weakness, right? Pangoro weak to is weak to Fairy, and you got Clodsire. And then it's weak to fighting. You have two answers in the back. What ended up happening is you're double weak to ice in the back. So double weak to ice is one of your weaknesses. And then you have Stone Edge on Clodsire, but something like a Manabuzz can cause you a little bit of a problem with your front two Pokemon and even Clodsire. So let's look at the battles. Again, I'm from my end. First time for yours, though. Cacturne lead. We'll go through all the mistakes that I saw the first time around, too. Okay. So, I did like how you played this. You just stay in, grab a shield, and then go into Drifblim, which is the correct play because then the mud shots are resisted. Also, on this first one, you do shield, which is fine. Like, they're going to get to two Hydros, and one Hydro will do probably over 50%, so it's fine needing to shield one. You grab one shield, you can match shields, and you'll definitely get to the Icy Wind here first. This will take out, and they're going to come back in with Cacturne and just sucker punch you all the way down very quickly. Now, you come in with Clodsire here. They end up having a Dewgong in the back. So in this matchup, you kind of got lucky that you just got so far ahead on the Dewgong. On the Clodsire. I still don't know if I love coming in with Clodsire here, because you're taking neutral sucker punches plus neutral charge moves, as opposed to Pangoro, which is taking resisted fast moves and a neutral charge move. Now, I know you'd be behind on energy, but still seems like you probably should come Pangoro. But with Pangoro, get the double buff. They do Icy Wind you back, and then do come and snipe with a Trailblaze, and Trailblaze will do well over 50% here because you're very glassy. Get to the Stone Edge. This will take out Cacturne because it is a very glossy Pokemon. And now able to get to the move with 1 HP before they get to their move. So take that out there. Charjabug. And yep, this is one. We'll actually stop the video, but I'm going to let the video play through here. The problem with this team is Charjabug kills Pangoro and Drifblim because Karate Chop is resisted, and Drifblim takes super effective, and you take super effective from X-Scissor on Pangoro, and then on Drifblim, you're taking super effective from Electric. The problem with what happened here is you came in straight Clodsire. Now, Clodsire is the hardest answer to Charjabug because you resist its electric, double resist electric with your ground, and single resist bug with poison. So every move is resisted, which means that if I'm running Charjabug in a number 1 and 2 PvPoke ranking dominated Clodsire, I have two answers for Clodsire in the back. So you can't, what you did here, you can't come straight Clodsire, because then two things happen. One is they're going to have an answer for you. And after their answer takes you out, you still have two Pokemon that are going to have a brutal time against Charjabug. So I think what you needed to do... oh yeah, they end up losing this one anyways because they come in Machamp blindly. But what I think you needed to do was like either just stay Pangoro and just Night Slash, or come Drifblim right away. And yes, they'll be doing super effective with the Volt switches, but you'll doing neutral with the Astonish, shield once, Icy Wind, and you kind of like maybe soft lose that matchup. This matchup is a terrible, again, you won that matchup, but that's how I'd probably play it differently. This one here, they do eventually get into a Mandibuzz, which is a tough answer for Drifblim. Yes, Icy Winds are super effective, but with the Astonish being resisted and these Dark Pulses being super effective on an otherwise very glassy Pokemon, even a couple Icy Winds are not going to take this thing out, and they will very easily keep Switch if they want. And they're going to throw, I think they probably could have snarled you down. It would have been a little aggressive, but just making sure they win that to come out with some energy, or to come out with Switch. Now, you come in Clodsire, and the first time around, I was saying, why did you come in Pangoro? And now I've thought about it, and I'm still torn about what the best play for this is. You come in Clodsire. Oh yeah, I remember this matchup too. Tentacruel. You came in Clodsire because I think in your mind, again, this may be wrong, but my assumption is if you come Pangoro, one, they could Air Lace you, which is fine. Like, Pangoro is essentially useless, but that's the problem. Pangoro is essentially useless. So if you come Pangoro and just like Karate Chop down Mandibuzz, and they still come back in with the Zoom Roll, even with that energy, you don't have any moves to throw at them. So it makes sense to come in with Clodsire, try an aggressive like Poison Sting down to come out with energy, because your Clodsire is your win con. So just trying to come out with energy in that and use that shield to use that energy to your advantage. So I think perhaps that's actually the right move. And as we're going to see here, it's a 2v1 shield, and you shield up the first Scald. You're almost at an Earthquake. Just going Stone Edge Bait, which I don't know if I love this because it's kind of a lose con. And now their only lose con is if they bait back, which they did. So I think in that scenario, when the Earthquake is like, what, 1 or 2 Poison Stings more, and you had such an energy advantage, you just go straight Earthquake. You take it out or grab that shield, and you're still going to get to another Earthquake. And then they baited and tried it. And I think this 7 minutes into the video, this is where I lost it last time. So good lead with Dunsparce. Out comes Goodra. End up grabbing 1 shield. Could have Thunder Punch, which would be super effective. And you might want to shield because then you do get to a move, and they would have to commit a second shield to flip Switch here. So they don't end up doing it. Oh, that's deadly. 1 HP. I think letting it go. Oh, they actually only threw Aqua Tail, so you are good. Coming in Pangoro, Karate Chop is obviously super effective. I think you shield the drill run up here. And I think you throw that close combat before they get to a move here. So I'd be throwing before they get to a move here. Before. So you probably throw it on 4 Karate Chops before their third one registers. But ends up being a Cacturne in the back. I just showcased Cacturne yesterday. How glassy it is. And these moves are a little slow to get to. That was the summary of the video if you had not watched it, which a lot of people did not, which is fine. It's a very kind of spicy Pokemon pick, so it's not surprising. It is also very glassy. So not surprised that it just gets one shot by Stone Edge there. Okay, pretty bad lead. Go straight into Drifblim. The Astonishes are adding up huge. You will need to shield. I would probably shield this. You're not going to shield. So the thing is, you can now grab a shield back, but you will just lose Switch again, which is okay. You did chip it a ton. I don't know if I like this, because all you're doing here is you're just showing your third Pokemon. I understand that you don't have to shield now, and then you can essentially shave that shield for Pangoro. They have a Clodsire, and they're coming in behind on energy. here and down a shield. So that's a very interesting decision, which means they're probably very weak to Clodsire in the back. Like, because there's no reason you bring out your Clodsire behind on energy and shields when you have a Pangoro in the back. What are they doing? Oh my goodness. What level are you at? Around, you give me a 2 to 2,500 is quite the range here, my man. Your opponent makes, I was going to call him stupid, but they had a Clodsire that would resist the Karate Chop in close combat. And instead of aligning that on Pangoro, they aligned it behind on energy and shields in a mirror match. Whereas they had a Ferrothorn, which would resist the Poison Sting and the Stone Edge and just take neutral from Earthquakes. So, yeah, your opponent threw that matchup real hard. Okay, Malamar. Good lead-ish. Because Psywave is single resisted because Dark double resists and Fighting takes super effective. So net single. Now, they just let one go, and they're going to try to probably go to 2 superpowers here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Stop. 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 What? What the hell was that sequence here? Okay. So, first, going Night Slash right away against this is fine. I really thought they were building to back superpowers. So I thought they would have like shielded and then gone back to back here. However, they just decided to go down with a ton of energy. They then come in to a Cacturn, which is taking super effective from your Karate Chops, and you are double resisting their Sucker Punches because you are resisting the Sucker Punch because you're dark, and you're resisting the Sucker Punch because you're fighting. Despite that very incredible matchup, I guess your defense harshly falling because of close combat, you freak out. And instead of going into the actual answer of Clodsire, you decide to go into a Pokemon that is Ghost and take super effective from dark moves. They, knowing how glassy Cacturn is, freak out and then decide, I'm going to go into a Pokemon that throws poison moves, which is resisted by Ghost. And also take super effective Icy Winds here. So this was bad on all levels here. So how do you play that differently? You have 2 options, none of which you did. The first option, which I think you should do, because even if your defense is lowered times 2 or 3 there, taking a double resisted move and doing super effective basically puts you in a fantastic spot. So I think the correct answer is stay. If they came Clodsire, I would probably go instant swap Drifblim. If you want, the other second option correctly could be you get out into Clodsire, because Clodsire would be neutral against, would actually hit super effective with the Poison Stings against Cacturn and then force that out and their other Pokemon in. I assume this is maybe one of the ones where you said I misclicked, because there was, but it was just the sequence there of like what seemed like 3 misclicks in a row. Your opponent coming in Cacturn into a Pangoro, you then coming into a Drifblim into their Cacturn, and then coming into a Clodsire. It just was like 3. It was like 3 misclicks in a row. This is like 3. I'm gonna date myself here. This is like 3 Stooges comedy. Like this is just like, what is happening? Okay. Bad lead. bad switch here. The poison is resisted. At least you are running Stone Edge to give you that flyer coverage, although this flyer is half steel, so these are only neutral moves. But even though Steel Wing has been nerfed, they do have a pretty good advantage here. You do get to a third move here, which is nice because this should grab a shield. I would be surprised if they did not shield, and I'd be surprised if they give up switch. I'm not surprised if this is at 2000 ELO play. Because 2000 ELO play is pretty bad. Which I'm sorry to say if you are in 2000 ELO play. But these are the types of mistakes I would expect to see someone in like the 1800 to 2000 range. Your opponent just gave up switch into the hardest answer unnecessarily. And again, you have, if you have a Clodsire, you probably have an answer for a ground. Like that's good. That's team building 101, right? If I have a Clodsire, I'm probably got a ground type that resists the poison and does super effective against me. I probably have an answer. So to like give up switch by your opponent and go into the hardest answer is just like an extremely rookie move. So yeah, let this go. Now just going to go Pangoro sweep. Just go for the farm down. Oof. These things are adding up fast. You are double weak to this. So you need to throw right now. You can't go one more. No, you can't go one more. Okay, you actually can. That was close. I thought that they would shield anyways because they're so low, but you just want to confirm that close combat would take out. So I guess that's kind of good. I really thought with being double weak to fairy that you would have been taken out there. But you did survive with 1 HP, so that was actually... And Karate Chop is a 2-turn move versus a 3-turn charm move, so you were able to like get that Karate Chop off to get to 2 moves, so that was actually a pretty smart play. I just thought that it would be way closer than it was. And by way closer, I thought you would be taken out. Throwing the resisted close combat instead of Night Slash. Then get hit with a Dugong here. Dugong obviously doing super effective with the ice shards. Shadow Ball will really hurt. They may shield. And this is your double ice weakness in the back coming through here. Going to shield up, but now your attack's lowered, but thinking that you can get to a move, you got to at least go to the Shadow Ball. Again, I don't know if this range people even know the counts, so you get away with it. Oh, okay, I mean, no, because they got the extra ice shard through before. Okay, so you grab both shields, which is nice, and then yes, try and one-shot this right out of here, and then instant swap into your Clodsire here. Yeah. And out comes their Clodsire. And then they leave because you have a shield advantage. Okay, terrible lead. Out comes the Clodsire. Hit with a Greninja. So you'll probably live 1 Hydro and likely to grab a shield on this. So what I would do is, well, one, I would have thrown a Poison Sting to get the extra fast move in and get that and minimize their energy. And at least threaten an Earthquake because they live an Earthquake now. Oh, that's rough. Okay, you only have one option. Come Pangoro. You're probably only going to get like 2. Okay, 3 is not bad. You may even want to just stay in and get to a... Yeah, I would also try and get a close combat. You really hope this lands because you're in trouble in the back here. That's actually huge because this thing is half normal, which means it is double resisting your Astonish. So definitely need to commit the shield. Honestly, I would not even throw Icy Wind now. I would just try to commit to the farm down. You threw it anyways. I would have just tried to commit to the farm down because if you can get that farm down and then have that energy banked and then just lower your opponent's attack in the back. Although, geez, you know what? With lowering their attack, I think you would have been taken out beforehand. So actually throwing that was probably smart. And now just the resisted moves are not doing anything and just continue to lower their attack. They're going to try to go for the aggressive farm down. Going to commit the shield because you want to try and get one more off to lower their attack again. And do lower the attack for a 3rd time, which is actually huge. And they CMP you. Oh, that's brutal for them. You just kind of found your potential win con here, being able to get those Night Slash off now. Because they're now drawing it. They should have just committed to the farm down and would have taken you out. That was rough. That was a rough few battles there. I think you played better than your opponents in general. You had some very questionable opponents. Obviously, the one hilarious combo there was the biggest fault that I think you made. I don't think you made a ton of faults. Again, I think the team build's a little off. I think coming in directly with Clodsire on a charge book lead is not how you should play that out, because they probably have answers. So a few things here and there, but overall, you're playing GBL. Yeah. So honestly, you're actually quite decent for a second season. If you watch my second, times were different back then. I've hit leaderboard many times, and I hit leaderboard during my second season, while still not knowing what the heck I was doing. It was just a completely different game back then, as opposed to now. Anyways, that is it. Thank you for this mission. Stay tuned. Let me just pull up my content here. I should be able to commit to 2 here and today and tomorrow, because I'm going to try and do 2 again tonight. Hackmo. Yeah, this is scheduled for 1 in the morning. Okay, yeah, so I put out a Double Dragon Hackmo team in Galar Cup this morning. We'll do this team this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, I've got a Frostless one. And then Sunday afternoon is probably going to be my attempt at using I guess I should look up the name. Lokix. Lokix. It's an interesting Pokemon. I actually kind of liked using it. So I will showcase that Sunday afternoon. And then we need 2 more videos before League Tournament on Tuesday. Was there something that was happening on Monday here? Was it this Team Rocket event? Yes, perfect. There's a Team Rocket event starting on Tuesday at 12 with a bunch of new Shadow Pokemon. So I will 100% be looking at these Shadow Pokemon on Monday afternoon. So that'll be my second video on Monday, and then we'll just do some Great League teams from the submissions for Monday morning. And then top teams for I think it is Ultra League and Sunshine Cup. Yep. And then top teams for Ultra League and Sunshine Cup Tuesday, with, I would assume, mostly Sunshine Cup next week, with maybe of course some Ultra League sprinkled, because I'm going to try and shoot some Ultra Leagues in advance before I head down to Hamilton for Thanksgiving. Sunshine Cup is normal, fire, grass, and ground. Okay. We will do that. Anyways, that is it. Thank you for the submission. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Hope you guys had a good community day, and I will see you guys in the next one.